Yo guys, what is up? Max on our first Descendant video, and today we are going over the new best experience farm. We have gotten a lot of changes to experience farms in the past few updates, and today we got a huge update and rework to the defense missions, and they're pretty freaking insane. They talked about them being the best experience farm for weapons is the intentional thing, but they're pretty good all around. So we'll be breaking down everything you guys need to know. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let's get right into it. So the big change is the special operation defense missions in Kingston, Echo Swamp, and Fortress were reworked today. It still says like 30 minutes. These now take about 8 minutes, just slightly below 8 minutes. You run them in about like 7 minutes and 45 seconds ish. And these are dropping some absurd amount of experience. Now, in them, the waves that you're clearing increases per round. So your first round, you're clearing like a few hundred enemies. By the final round, round 10, the last round is 800 enemies, which is absurd amounts of enemies. If you're going to be doing these and you want to do them efficiently, I strongly recommend Freyna. Freyna just seems to be the GOAT at doing this activity because there's so many enemies in such a widespread area. I'll show the Freyna build that I'm rocking for running these, but you basically got 3 options because all of them spawn the same amount of enemies and all of them have the same timers. It's kind of up to you if you want to run Kingston, Echo Swamp, or Fortress. I personally am going to be recommending Fortress to run for the fastest experience, simply because it's completely wide open. You're in a massive snowfield. There's nowhere that the enemies can get stuck or hide behind. So it's really easy to just make sure that everything is getting cleared as fast as possible. But in running these, by the way, for all of the testing that we did for these, I made sure that I was rocking a gold firearm proficiency gain modifier and also using a XP buff. You can get these from the battle pass. You can get them from the Freyna shop. I think today's or you're running out of time to like exchange your like currency in the Freyna shop if you want to get boosters. But in running these, you are getting your weapon in just 2 defense missions, 2 level 40. It is absurd, which is about 16 minutes to get a weapon to level 40. And it turns out that they're really good for a Descendant experience. You can also get a Descendant to level 40 in 2 of these, which is netting you out a Descendant to level 40 in about 2 of them, which is 16 minutes. And so for Descendant experience, they're about similar to the 400% dungeons. The big thing is that these are consistent. 400% dungeons can level your Descendant to level 40 in 16 minutes, absolutely, but they rotate each day, and not every dungeon is going to be able to do that. These are a new, consistent way to farm, guaranteed an F-ton of experience all the time, and they're really easy. The big thing with 400% dungeons is, you know, they are easy, but you know, if you're doing them solo or if your group isn't prepared, those boss fights can be a little bit tricky. These, because they're not in hard mode, are like kind of overly easy, besides just the quantity of enemies that they're spawning. And so it's really easy to get completions on these. If you don't have a fully built character, you don't want to be holding your team back. If you're coming in, you can clear them exceptionally quickly. The big caveat is you definitely do want a like Freyna on your team for like max efficiency clear. Obviously, there's a lot of other characters that can do AoE clear, but in terms of the amount of area that you need to cover, Freyna just seems to be the best at it. For the build I was rocking on Freyna to clear these is just my normal mobbing build. Didn't change anything about it. It's nice to have MP collector on so that you don't have to run towards the enemies and go get MP from them. You can just sit in the back and just throw down your abilities and watch all of the explosions and poison being spread. I do recommend Contagion for this farm for all of the toxic puddles and area coverage that Contagion will help with. I always recommended Contagion for normal mobbing. It was only for the 400% dungeons that I did not recommend Contagion. But yeah, this is the build if you want to copy it. And using the Secret Garden normally. I'm not using it right now because I'm leveling up the new weapons, which I will have a video on, but they are incredible. I do want to make one thing clear, and that is these new defense missions are definitely not replacing 400% dungeons because they're pretty similar in experience, but 400% dungeons give you crafting mats that you need for your energy activators, your catalysts. They also drop Transcendent modules, which you will not find in the defense missions. They also drop a ton of loot. They drop reactors. They drop weapons, which with the new reactor changes, you need a lot of reactors to get the materials you need to build like all these enhancement materials to mount different reactors onto reactors. And they also drop gold amorphous materials, which the new defense missions only drop normal mode amorphouses, which don't have great drop rates for like important things. And so 400% dungeons are still going to be like the way to go for leveling when you need amorphous materials, when you need crafting resources. Yes, the defense missions do drop void shards, but if you're just looking for like blasting your weapons and Descendants and not really earning much else, the defense missions are really nice. But if you're looking for like amorphous materials and more so like general progress towards your account, I still probably would recommend the 400% dungeons, but now we've got multiple options. Guys, that's going to do it for the video. Hope you enjoyed. Just a short one. I will have build guides out for the Albion Cavalry, the Final Masterpiece, and the Perforator, which I don't have 4 out of 4 yet on any of these. We're working on them right now on stream, but these weapons have some pretty insane potential, so expect some build guides out on them, and I'll catch y'all in the next one, guys. Take care.